Hey everybody, what's happening and welcome back Cronos holders. Well, it's Friday, another weekend is coming up really soon and we're still holding and some of us buying the dip in the favorite projects from Cronos ecosystem, call it VVS, Tectonic, MMF, MMO, Pharaoh, whichever you want, dark crypto, right? And I think us as the early investors in this chain, right? And some of you guys who are watching are barely, buying because you're seeing how bullish this is for the upcoming bull run and you're trying to put yourself in the best position possible. Well, this is exactly what we're talking right now because there's really more news and updates. And we've been talking throughout the entire summer 2022. Still, we're in the middle of summer, so there's a lot going on. It does feel like once the winter comes, a lot of these companies and projects try to build. So when we have a next bull run, everything that they have created sustains the growth because you can only imagine how many people are going to come back and say, oh, look at this chain is exploding. And us will be like, oh, yes, we knew because we were in those dark days, really terrible days when we were holding and just not seeing a lot of profits, right? So the good days are coming. Just know that. I'm not trying to pump anything, but it's just the truth. You see that in the history. We're coming from 2011 Bitcoin at less than $1 all the way to more than $60,000, almost 70 in the greatest bull run we had so far in 2021. So for us in the Cronos ecosystem, if you're bullish in this, well, guess what? They're announcing just 10 hours ago, and there's more news, right? That they're pleased to announce that the block size of Cronos chain has been doubled. And you guys, this guy here doubled from 20 million to 40 million gas. So what does this mean, right, for all of us who speak English? This means that Cronos chain can process twice the previous number of transaction hash per day. This follows a previous doubling back in May 15. And you guys remember that the prices of Cronos, right, per se, BVS, Tectonic, are just sideways trading. Well, still the prices look the same, but guess what? Remember that I've talked about Pharaoh a little bit, which is growing really rapidly in TVL. Finally, you're checking right now. Finally, I'm starting to see the drop. So something that we've talked about as well. It's pretty exciting. Always want to catch when they're down. Go ahead and smash the like button, everybody. Consider subscribing to the channel and turn on those notification bells for more updates like this one. Because even if we have extreme fear, last month, 7, I was here last month in June. It was terrible. It was, really down, a lot of FUD, a lot of people selling, capitulation all over. But at the end of the day, now we're seeing in this month of July, things are coming up a little bit better after that CPI report. So are we going to be seeing further drops? Possibly, but I'm just happy to tell you that $17,000 Bitcoin seems to be a good bottom based on the 200 and 200 moving average that we have discussed and that we have seen on that one, everybody. So the first thing, let's go ahead and take a look at the news right now. First, they have announced 3 hours ago that Web3 developers now can use this Auth0, which is an integration with now it's compatible with Cronos ecosystem to secure assets for everybody, but not just anyone and everyone with the community, which is pretty cool. New thing for all developers. If you're not a developer, if you're a user like me, that's pretty cool because at the end of the day, once we utilize Cronos ecosystem dApps, that's where you're going to see all this security platform, and that's amazing. At the end of the day, what they're doing right now is a bunch of different integrations and partnerships. That's pretty cool. And of course, the biggest thing is this one, when they say they do not expect the increase of the block size to impact the transaction hash fees in a meaningful way for the time being, even with the fee market mechanism introduced during the last upgrade. So the transaction hash fees are the ones of the lowest levels in launch, mainly due to the lower CRO USD exchange rate that you can find on the crypto.com application. Going forward, the Cronos chain team will continue to optimize the chain in order to support even more throughput for all DeFi and Web3 gaming use cases. So they will share more comprehensive roadmap updates in a few weeks. So more news, more updates, more things coming up in a few weeks. So it does seem, as I've already anticipated, throughout this bear season, it's a perfect opportunity for a lot of different blockchains to start building. Makes just total sense to me. How about that? So that's what's happening, everybody. Now we know, now we understand what's going on. And 50 million plus transactions already, and now it doubled in this from 20 million to 40 million gas. That's pretty cool. I mean, go for it. That's what we need. And I highly recommend, you taking a look at Cronos chain for your investments at the end of the day. More news with this one. We are seeing here on DeFi from 8 to 7. It was evenly with waves, but now we're seeing it at 141 and waves at 131. And Cronos right now, still VVS is leading the pack once we come here. But Pharaoh protocol is approaching super fast. What does that mean? Well, it means that people are either liking what Pharaoh is offering when it comes to yield, and that's where they're putting their money there. And $74 million, it's a lot. Usually, everybody, you want to be some of the first investors to do that, because typically that's when you get the most, and then oftentimes they just pull out, leave, and let the project come down and do a kind of like 180, which that's something we've seen before. That happened with MMF, that happened with Tectonic, that happened with VVS Finance at the very beginning. So Pharaoh is starting. I wouldn't be surprised if this starts to crash, to be honest with you. I hope not, but it's just the way that it is. That's right now how DeFi is occurring during a winter season. Just make sure you are aware if you're trying to do this one. I think it's a good protocol at the end of the day, all of the ones that we have. And I'm happy that you now know everything that you need about Pharaoh protocol. Go ahead and take a look at the video that I made for you. 74 million in TVL. We have 90 for MMF. Tectonic, strong with 452 million. And of course, VVS Finance with 692. There's a lot of people that I'm sure they're not looking at these prices or at these protocols a lot because of the price, because of what has happened just recently. For example, on MMF, when we come ahead and take a look at one of the big ones for a lot of people, right? For such a long time, it was really strong, not completely crashed right now, which in this case, we're going to be taking a look at here it is, price range, roughly 74%, 77% down. It is what it is. It's tough, but for the upside will be easily more money to be made. And I mean, buying MMF at less than $1, that is just crazy, just looking at how things have turned out. So to me, guys, I'm hoping going forward, the bull run, hoping back for better prices, and at the end of the day, seeing this protocol revived. You can clearly see here at the bottom with the volume. See this, everybody. How people just demolish, bought, sold, and right now they're like, onto the next one, onto the next one. So if I come to Pharaoh, that just started right now, and we take a look at the volume just to compare, what I'm gonna see with Pharaoh is bunch of green volume, and now we're starting to see the sell-offs. So it wouldn't be, like I said, surprised if we start seeing bigger sell-offs, right? It is just the way that it is. I would love to see it go to $1. That'll be amazing. I do have some Pharaoh that I'm getting from VVS Finance, right? Just for your information. So it's pretty cool, pretty happy, and I know a lot of people are making tons of money with this one. So don't forget about this one, guys. And even though the fear is like this, there's of course a bunch of money to be made. Now, last, guys, with the price of crypto.com and Cronos, it's coming up to the top of that price channel that I created just for you. How exciting, honestly. Pretty nice. Remember, I mentioned that it's time to buy it right about here. Now, it's coming up really, really cool. And I would suggest once you see it somewhere here in the 1230, it's coming really close. Consider cashing out maybe a small part of your position and see where the price takes us. Because if it stops and starts dropping, we have a wedge confirmed. And now we'll be just waiting what the pump or dump might be. Thank you for watching, everybody. Big news, good updates for the Cronos ecosystem. Still waiting, baby. Oh well. Classic summer and winter for crypto. See you next time, guys. Peace.